Hello and welcome to the channel. And today we are checking out the repaint that I have done for this mainline Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. I did a review of the figure when I got it a couple months ago. You can check out that video if you want. But today we are looking at the repaint that I didn't finish just a couple days ago. It wasn't in the plans to do the repaint now. I was thinking of maybe doing it later because I had other figures and other customs that I was working on. But sometimes when the bug hits you and you got the inspiration, you go for it. So I don't know what I saw that sparked my interest. Oh, I know. Something that you will see in the future, but I did purchase those YOLO Park model kits for the new Rise of the Beasts movie. So I got the Optimus, and the Optimus Prime and the Optimus Primal. I think that's how they're calling him in the movie, not Optimal Primal, whatever. Anyway, I got those two. I didn't get the Bumblebee. So after checking out pictures of the model kit, I think that's what sparked my creative juices to work on this guy. I still had it. I still wanted to work on this figure, but I guess that's just sparked the my that sparked my creativity and all of that to work on this guy. So anyway, we're gonna check him out in truck mode first, because I just wanted to transform them just to see how the tolerances would be and seeing how after all the paint that was added, how it would look. And also, obviously, as I've mentioned in the past, when it comes to Transformers and repaints, there's probably no escaping some flaking, right? So, something that's pretty much inevitable unless you go ahead and sand down certain areas just to avoid rubbing and all of that. But for the most part, the only tip I can give when I'll show it in robot mode. For the most part, the only tip the main tip I can give you when repainting Transformers is try not to paint wherever they have joints that come apart, like where they've got mushroom pegs and all of that. Don't paint the pegs. Don't paint inside the cavity that is left for the pegs, because that will only tighten up that area, and eventually the paint will rub. So the figure is mostly repainted. I didn't repaint any of the red, mainly because I don't have a logo to spare. I don't have even a spare logo. I don't have any logos, period. So if I were to repaint the red areas of the cab, I wouldn't have had a logo to put on the figure. So I just left the red as is. Maybe down the line I can go ahead and repaint everything in red. I just did repaint these things that he's got up top, because those were the ones that were bothering me the most. But everything is repainted by hand, and it's I used a combination of Tamiya paints for the silver here, everything that you see in silver, and this dark gunmetal color, which is not a gunmetal. I think they call it a dark metallic gray or something, but it's not a gunmetal. I do have there is an actual gunmetal color, but it's actually lighter than this. I went with this color because it's darker, and um, going off of the images and all of that and stills from the movie, uh, Optimus appears to be mostly, those areas appear to be almost black. Uh, so, but instead of going with a black, or maybe I just went with this gunmetal type color. And then the blue, I used Vallejo, an electric blue that's from their Mecha line. Um, and as you can see, right now, I think this repaint works. Um, I really like how the figure now. All of this was just um, for those who have the figure or just saw my review or seen other reviews, of course. Most of the figure was just in this light gray plastic. So it, now with the repaint, I think the figure now looks, obviously infinitely times better. I did add some chrome here for these. I guess they're bars, right, for when someone's trying to get inside the cab. So they're like chrome handles. So I use chrome, the Molotov chrome on that. Hopefully it's dried enough so that I can handle the figure and not have it rub off on me. Because I have mentioned in the past, the Molotov, the Molotov chrome takes the paint takes a long time the cure. So and then these guys I painted, and this is a different color from everything. This is a custom color that I mixed for another project that I had, which you will be seeing soon. Um, and I thought, because this color, from all the pictures and everything, um, first off, the design of the figure is based off earlier concept art for Optimus. So the final design in the movie is different. So uh, trying to base the figure off of promotional images, current promotional images. Some of it won't match with the actual source. So some of it I just had to make up myself as stylistic choices. So in case you're trying to say, oh no, that's not how the figure is, again, most for the most part, everything is based off of the final design, but the figure itself was made off of past, um, unfinished designs from the movie, right, or not used for the movie. Sorry. And then I also painted those sort of spotlights that he's got up top using orange and silver. That's just acrylic paint. Okay. Here he is at the bottom. And you can see right there on these joints right here how the paint has rubbed off, right? That's what I was saying, that try to avoid painting those, because one is going to rub off, and second is going to cause tighter tolerances in those areas. And I'll explain why I painted those areas um, when we get in figure mode. So I did paint these tail lights also. Everything was basically just like I said, just some gray plastic. And the tires, during the handling of the figure, some paint would I would forget where I had just fresh repainted, and or just some from handling the figure, some of the paint would like for the silver, for instance, some of the silver flaking would rub off on my fingers. So from handling the figure, the tires also got some sparkling. If you see some sparkling, that's why. But the tires were also repainted. I used a flat black. And let me see if you can tell the difference in color. But the tires are in flat black, while the inside the rim still remains the natural color of the plastic, which is just a regular black. But I like to use the flat black for the tires just so it looks more like rubber. I didn't paint the gun. It's just black. I may give it like a dry brush in the future. But I was mainly working on the figure. I also painted the windshield wipers in black. I totally forgot to paint around the windshield. I would have painted that chrome. So yeah, that's the look of the figure in his truck mode. I'm going to pause and transform because it's going to be harder to transform on camera. Also, with the added paint, it's just a little harder to transform. So I'm going to pause and we come back. We're going to have the figure in robot mode. And here we have Optimus in his robot mode. And in my opinion, I would say, and maybe others as well, this is where the paint job really shines on the figure. Right now, you can see all of that detail picked out much better, and obviously it just looks in overall better with paint than just some gray plastic, right? Even if they had made the effort to combine different type of colored plastics, gunmetal plastic, silver plastic, and all of that, it would have made the figure, pop a little more. But of course, there's nothing that can compare to a proper paint job. Well, it's not officially Studio Series, but the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, right, version of the I guess it is a Studio Series of the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime looks, I thought this figure looked cool, but that one looks even better. But again, it doesn't look like it has a lot of paint, so that's also got room for improvement. So let's get a little bit closer here on the figure so that we can check out some of that detail. Mainly here on his chest, right? All of that detail there picked out. So you can see right here, there is some paint rub. Again, this is just, what's weird is that it's only rubbing off on this half and not on this half. This is of course where you can get the ab crunch. So there is contact in there. Probably just added too much paint, a little thicker on that side and on the other side. But this is what I was trying to say in regards to adding paint in areas of where you got some joints. So this is where I pointed out at the at the bottom of the when it was in truck mode, that try to avoid painting where you've got some pegs. So this is the back inside of Optimus legs. So you can see why those areas are rubbed off, because those are the legs, and this is where the figure, turns, right? So you can see on the inside in that slot, you can see the mushroom peg, right? And you can still see some of that paint still in there. Let me just put this thing on. But in robot mode, you can't really see it unless you look at it really close. So let's check out the detail on the arm. Again, you got a ball peg here on the wrist, so that's gonna get some movement and some rub, right? All of this was, I forget what color it was. Oh, it was all red. That was all red. Then on the inside of the arm here, you can see I didn't paint that, just to get the free movement of the arm, right? Besides that, you can barely see that area, so I didn't bother painting that. I did paint on the inside of the shoulder. And the detail on the forearm. That's on the flap, that's on the outside of the truck mode, right? And then from the back, I just decided to paint that this hose thing in a different color, just to break up all of the gunmetal for no particular reason. And then let's take a look at the legs. So this is painted in silver, and everything else in that dark gunmetal color. The inside of the thighs, I painted that. And the feet, again, you can see right there some rubbing off on the color on the leg, where the foot joint is, right? So and then the bottom of his feet, got the inside of the leg. So the figure itself is pretty easy. Oh, I guess before the figure itself is pretty easy to take apart. I also repainted the blue on the head to match the blue that I used for the on the legs, and I also repainted the back of the head. For those who remember, this figure has pipe lighting. So all of this was clear blue plastic, so I just repainted over that, and then painted this silver bit, which is accurate to the film. And then right here in front of the figure, these spots. Sorry, trying to look at my pointer. These spots right here on his cheeks, these were all repainted. So the eyes were already blue, like I said in the review. Even though the figure has light piping, they painted their eyes blue. Although you did flash light behind it, you could still see the light piping effect. But anyway, um, the figure itself is pretty easy to take apart. The only tricky part to disassemble is removing this area. Oh, let's take a look at the back. This area that holds the front wheels, you need to remove the pin that holds it in this spot right here. So you need to push that out in this direction, because this is where it's got the gnarled end. So you push out in this direction to get access to some screws that are there were some hidden screws, I remember. Oh yeah, okay. So you need to take off this piece. You need to remove it, because you need to take out these screws right here, and then there are some hidden screws. You can see them right there, right here, and right here, in order to remove the top half of the figure. So if you are planning on doing a complete repaint, that's the only pin that I removed. Everything else you can take apart, although when trying to disassemble the legs, I took out these screws here, but the leg would not split. I don't know if you need to remove the pins on the feet, on these tires, although I don't know why, since there's nothing holding them on this side. So I thought that just by removing these screws you could separate the legs, but I don't know if they were just too tight. But when I repainted the figure, the legs were still all intact, so I had to maneuver around and repaint everything with the legs still together. And obviously, if you want to remove the feet, I think there's a pin right there in front that you need to remove. But again, I didn't bother, because there was just easy access through the cavity and all that, through the openings. So yeah, for the most part, again, it's an easy paint job as far as, you know, for the figure, taking it apart and all of that. So oh, and I like to use, I guess, if you want to see behind all of this, it's also painted silver on the inside. You can see this black plate underneath the head. That's stock. I didn't paint that. That's how the figure came. Again, I know the figure, you're supposed to open the chest up, but I like having Optimus with a closed chest. So there you go. That's my repaint of the mainline Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. It's a fun figure, as I mentioned in the review. Obviously, with the upcoming release of the Studio Series Buzzworthy figure, it's gonna be the far superior version of this version of Optimus Prime. But if this figure would ever come up like on sale for, I don't know, 10-15 bucks, I will probably pick up a few just to repaint in different colors. You know, pretty much treat them like I did the the Studio Series 38, right? That I have the original and then 2 KOs, or if they release KOs of this figure, you know, and give him different inspired paint jobs. You know, toy version, cartoon version, and or maybe just a different type of alternate version of the movie and all of that. So, oh, I think I showed the feet. There's just some gold hits there. Painted the feet on the bottom, right? But anyway, yeah, it's a fun figure, and hopefully the proper Studio Series version is even better. I still haven't pre-ordered it, but I'm waiting out a little bit just to put in the pre-order. So it's coming. Oh, yes, just to finish off the look. There we go. There you go. So that's it for this video. Sorry that I haven't posted in a long time. I mean, long time, 3 weeks or so since the last video. But again, I'm busy doing other stuff, and I wanted to get this video out today. So I'm recording this in the morning and posting this later today. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that. Let me know what you guys think. And well, yeah, I'll be seeing you in the next one.